Good morning again. Welcome to My Left Ear. This episode on July 10th, Monday, is the weekly runes. Sundays or Mondays, I do a rune spread for the week ahead. And I just did a full 35-minute My Left Ear video. And now I'm back wearing the same clothes. And now I'm going to get into the runes for the week. My Left Ear is a left-leaning YouTube channel where I do the runes because that's the modality that really works for me and you, and some psychic commentary. When I'm not doing the YouTube, I see clients privately for hypnotherapy and psychic coaching, and I also am an author. So that's that. I have a Patreon channel, and all that information is below if you'd like to visit the Patreon channel, where it becomes more personal and less political. And all of this is for entertainment purposes only. So I threw the runes for the week today, July 10th through the 17th, to see what's the energy. It was a little strange, by the way, as was last week. But here we go. So the first rune I pulled was the rune of movement, but I pulled it in the reverse position. So there is a message here. Movement that appears to be blocked. Make sure that what you or we are doing is timely. Right this minute, not all possibilities are open to us, and that means right now, not forever. And we may be correct to avoid action immediately. Like maybe sometimes it's good to take the observer position. And I have something at the end of this reading to share with you that's kind of lovely and hopeful. So that's the first rune, the rune of movement reverse. And this is going to become important in a few minutes. Then the second rune I pulled was the rune of possessions in the reverse position also. So I went, okay, this is the way this is going. And it says, it goes along with the first one. There may be considerable frustration from the trivial to the severe or important. And it may feel that you and I are standing by helplessly while what we've gained dwindles away. And since I focus a lot on politics, then we're talking about a woman's right to choose and privacy. Healthcare has dwindled, gone away. Affirmative action has gone away. There's no movement on guns. So that's what comes to mind immediately. And it says, examine these events with an open perspective, not fear. Because the truth is things change. Things always change. And ask, what do I need to learn from this? Which is true of everything in life, to ask that question. What are the learnings here? So reversed, this rune indicates that doubtful situations may be all around us at the moment. I want to keep emphasizing that, week to week. And this is putting you, and perhaps myself, in touch with our shadow side. And we all have a shadow side. And it's better to embrace it, learn from it, than fight it. Because when we fight these things, they last longer and we get stuck. And so I have something to say at the end. Like I said, hang in there. And the last rune is upright. Okay, it's not in the reverse position. It's the rune of fertility. And immediately, this rune suggests there are new beginnings. So that's hopeful. It makes me feel like at the end of the week, this week, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, there's going to be some kind of a shift. Maybe even some good news that's going to come along and go, oh, we're going to go, oh my God, whew, I'm glad that happened, or I'm glad that's happening. So here we go. Fertility is akin to the moon and the intuitive part of our nature. It reflects an urge towards harmonizing and adjusting. Doesn't that sound nice? Harmonizing and adjusting. The completion of beginnings is what this rune requires. So think about that. The completion of beginnings. And that feels fresh. Like the completion of beginnings, it's like something new, something fresh, a new path. So it does say, this may mark a time of joyful deliverance, a new life, a new path, like this, a rune of great power. So the final rune that you guys got, me too, is a rune of great power. You have the strength to achieve completion, resolution, from which these new beginnings come from. So the appearance of this rune indicates that you must fertilize the ground for your own birth, for your own deliverance. So you want to choose right action for yourself and others. You want to take good care of yourself while things are unfolding. And I always bring up patience. And then in a moment, I'm going to bring up something called radical acceptance. But this fertility signals an emergence from a closed chrysalis state. So that feels good, right? Emergence. As you resolve the old, you will experience a release from tension and uncertainty. And you may be required to free yourself from a rut, some cultural or behavioral pattern, something that just felt right to your life but is no longer serving you, and it's time for you to leave it behind. And only you personally can kind of know that, unless we're sitting in a room together and I'm helping you process. Movement that is timely leads out of the danger. Be centered and be grounded. Await your deliverance with calm certainty. So I picked a clarifier, and what came up was fascinating. So it drops us into acceptance, this clarifier. I pulled movement again in the reversed position. Movement that appears to be blocked. Make sure what you are doing is timely, and don't fight the direction the salmon are swimming. Everybody does that at some point, at some time. And it's not recommended because it's just a fight, a fight, a fight. What is yours will come to you. That is a message. What is yours will come to you. So take a deep breath on that and accept that. Now, this reading made me think of the book and the philosophy Radical Acceptance. So I copied some things about radical acceptance for this reading only, and I'm just gonna read some of this to you about being a little bit patient, about accepting the things you cannot change, so that you move faster through it. But let me read. When we try to grasp for a false sense of control or fight against situations or emotions we cannot change, this often leads to suffering. And while there are certainly situations or circumstances in life that are within our control, often there are times when we simply are unable to change the reality of the situation. So what is radical acceptance? A common formula that is often discussed in relation to this concept of radical acceptance is that pain plus non-acceptance equals suffering. So the more you fight the direction those salmon are swimming, you're going to suffer. And this comes in the radical acceptance and trust. When a situation, event, or emotion is out of our control, fighting against it leads to more suffering, all right? When a reality is painful, it's natural to try to push it away, fight against it, or numb out through unhealthy coping mechanisms. These strategies might cause a temporary sense of relief. However, they only serve to bury the underlying issues and cause people to feel even worse in the long term. So the article leads us into radical acceptance is acceptance of things as they are. Understanding what we can and cannot control in life, which you will hear at an AA meeting if you ever go. Being non-judgmental, looking at just the facts of the situation, just the facts. Acknowledging the situation, the reality, letting go and not fighting against reality, an ability to tolerate the present moment, even if it's painful or uncomfortable. Deep breath and just being with it. Mindfulness of our emotions and allowing ourselves to lean into the discomfort of painful emotions. Remembering that no feeling lasts forever. And I'm going to add, we do not die from feelings. Feelings do not kill us. That's mine. And if we can sit with them, they will eventually rise and peak on their own, much like an ocean wave. It's very comforting, isn't it? What radical acceptance is not, okay? And here's the list. Radical acceptance is not judging situations or emotions as good or bad, condoning behaviors, giving up your needs, ignoring or denying a situation, never asserting your thoughts or feelings, and acceptance does not equal agreement. It's a state of grace, really, the radical acceptance. So when I share runes for a week and we get movement reversed, we get possessions reversed, and then we get fertility, which is new beginnings, hope. You sit with the radical acceptance of, okay, this was reversed. Okay, that was reversed. What can I learn from it? Because my left ear wants to say again that somehow towards the end of this week, there's going to be like that fertility, that opening, that aha, oh, that's good. And remember it, you'll hold me to it. So this is the reading. There's some exciting things coming. I just want you to know that. But we're in this sort of, I don't know, holding pattern a little bit. Things are trickling in and more interesting things are happening globally too. So think about radical acceptance. It's very, very helpful when you let go of the fight. You know, like getting caught in traffic and thinking you're just going to jump out of the car and go nuts. What about take a deep breath, put on some music, because there's nothing you can do about it. And the minute you accept it, the more comfortable you are, and the traffic probably starts to flow again. So that's it for today. I've been busy, and I'll see you soon. Make peace, make good memories, and I'll talk to you towards the end of the week. Okay, bye-bye. Bye-bye.